Learned a lot about my team. Had 150 guys back. I asked my players before the game, make them feel proud when they leave this place. This team played as hard as any team I coached this year. Getting conference play and everybody's beating everybody, and Indiana will be tougher this time, I'll guarantee it. They'll play hard with energy on defense. Guys, they wanted to practice right after that game.
Tonight, the 17-1 Spartans square off with the Indiana Hoosiers for the second time already this season. And good news, the Spartans have won 17 of the last 18 against the Hoosiers right here in East Lansing.
We're a different basketball team than we were against Michigan State. Now, where that leads us to tonight at Michigan State, I'm not sure.
We have a challenge in front of us, and we got to prepare like we prepare for every game and do our job.
Tip controlled by the Spartans, and we're underway here in East Lansing.
Farrell has it, but the ball's taken away by Keith Appling.
And Appling just would not let the dribble handoff happen.
Here comes MSU, down court pass to Dawson.
And Dawson scores first for the Spartans.
Rebound Valentine, here comes Michigan State. Now to Trice, he's measuring a three, he got it! Oh, that looks sweet. Here comes MSU. Keith down the lane.
Trying to draw the contact, gets the basket. Keith Appling has handled just what was needed at that moment for the Spartans all season long.
Great hands there by Trice. He knocked that ball away. Give him credit for MSU getting that ball back.
Harris with a lot of confidence knocked it in. Beautiful release by the former Mr. Basketball in the state of Indiana, Gary Harris.
Four on the shot clock, he's in deep trouble, and now Trice gets it, breaks to the basket, no.
Followed by Dawson. That's what should happen. Ellis on the drive with the take.
Trice, still dribbling at three, now goes to Dawson, he fires, he makes the basket, does it count?
Yeah, they're going to count it. See what happens in the second half. It'll be interesting, no doubt about it, but neither team has been able to pull away.
Bad bounce pass, Harris has it. It's Harris and Farrell, layup is up, and it's good, a little finger roll work. Danzel down the lane, 7 on the shot clock, deep dish to Costello. What a slick pass by Valentine, good hands by Costello.
Harris on the drive, and one for Gary Harris, who has stepped it up here in this second half.
In the corner, Travis Trice, head fake, steps up, jump shot, good. Knocked away, Hoosiers have it on the run. Williams lays it up and in. Oh, it is a 5-point lead for Indiana, their biggest of this game, and Tom Izzo wants a timeout. For the Hoosiers, he's working on Valentine, takes him down low, shots away, no! And pulling it out of the air is Alex Gana. Here comes Michigan State down 3. 46-43, Harris for the tie, he got it! He got it! We're tied at 46! Gonna set up Dawson, he does down low, shoots over the top, Etherington, bank shot, good! He's fouled, count it! Rebound Dawson. Outlet pass to Valentine, here comes the break, and Denzel goes all the way, he lays it up, it's in, and he's fouled.
Well, great job by Valentine there, reading the defense.
Kaminsky and Trice getting ready to come in. Ball goes over to Harris, jump shot about 10 feet from the side, no tip, Dawson, yes! What a play by Brandon Dawson.
Man morphs to zone, keeping the Spartans out of the paint. Valentine gets a good two.
It's Trice, he's got numbers, and he dishes off to Costello.
Trice to the basket, wrap around Costello.
What a great piece of ball handling by Travis Trice. Harris for three. He got it! All about free throws at this point. What a great job by Travis Trice. And that probably sealed the deal for Michigan State.
Free throws from Trice and Valentine at the end here tonight.
Anytime game day comes in, it's great. I mean, it's, you're right, it's national exposure, and they only pick, you know, what, 8 of them a year, and we've been on our fair share. Some at home, some on the road, but we've been a part of game day here for quite a few times, and I think that speaks volumes about your program. You know, they want to go to what they think is the best game and the best venue, and our fans got to be at their best, and our team's got to be at our best, and that's how you get game day back. So I'm hoping Saturday is an incredible turnout here to really rock this place.
It's great for us because we get to visit so many different places that have different cultures and so many buildings that are special in their own right. But you know, everybody thinks their place is special, but when you get to show it off with everybody in the building, there's something really neat about it. And being there when they're preparing for a big game, and I think all the fans feel like it's a showcase for their culture. It's fun for us to be able to be a part of that.
It's the most excitement you can bring to college basketball because every student body can't wait till we show up. And when you look at the atmosphere on the floor, it's better than football to me because football's outside and the students get more involved and become more of a part of it during the whole 2 hours of game day.
You feel the energy in every arena and each one's unique, and it's really great to be in touch with people who care so much about the game. And I think that when you come to a place like Michigan State, where there's such a rich history and such a standard of excellence, that you really feel that on Saturday morning. You feel the pride, and I enjoy being able to go out and go places where people are anxious to display the pride in their program.
Well, a bunch of good guys, you know. I mean, Digger and Dick and Jay Billis. I mean, you know, Dick will be doing the game, but he doesn't do the game day. But those guys have been together a long time, and then Jalen Rose has now joined their group, and they just seem to have fun. They're great with the crowds. I mean, Digger's got his pen and his color and all that stuff, and you know, just the way it is. I mean, it's part show like they have in football, but it's also a lot of substance and guys that know what they're talking about.
Michigan State is one of the best places, if not the best place for us to come, because it's rabid support. I think the team and the coaching staff embrace the idea of showing off who they are, and they put their hard hats on and they get to work. The circus that we are when we roll into town does not affect a place like Michigan State, and that's what's really cool is we get an inside view of the Spartan program, but it doesn't seem to affect them, and that's not easy to do because a lot of places we go that haven't had, you know, this kind of spotlight, you can tell it affects them, and it doesn't affect Michigan State.
I don't know that I could say it any better than this. If my son were a basketball player and Tom Izzo came into my living room and recruited him and offered him a scholarship, recruitment would be over. It's hard to imagine, I think, somebody who's more sincere, who has more of a commitment to excellence, who's tough but fair, stern but yet kind-hearted, and at the right moments, the right times. Develops great relationships with his players.
I just think the players really respect and love him, and that's important. And he gets his way when he gets on you. But what's so neat is when those guys have their arm around him, to know that it's like a father image, that they believe in him and they trust him. And I think that's why those guys respond. And when you look at the history of all these years that he has coached here, especially following Judd Heathcote, there's been nothing but one word: consistency.
You know, when I was growing up in California, Michigan State under Judd Heathcote was very good, and they won the national championship in '79. Had Magic and Kelser, and it was Vincent. It was an unbelievable team. What I think Tom Izzo has done is he's made it into a consistent national brand where excellence annually is expected and it's achieved. And that is really hard to do. And Tom is so, there's such a humility about him. I mean, he knows his program is good, he knows he's good, he knows his players are good. But he sort of says, well, we're not quite at the level of program X or program Y or some of these places. Yes, they are.
I've just always been so impressed by his drive, his determination, his vision, and I think he's one of the giants in all of sport, and one of the great coaches in any sport that you can find. Michigan State's very fortunate to have him.
I mean, Michigan State is as good as anybody, and when you start talking about the sustained success over time, especially over his 19 years, there's nothing but a handful of programs that can even approach it. It's really remarkable.
I always hate to rank them, so I don't. I don't rank them. I do put them in tiers. You know, the best places to go, my favorite places to go, and Michigan State is there. I would say a list of 6 to 8. Then Michigan State's in the elite tier to me. Places that I feel like if you're a real college basketball fan, you have to go certain places to see games. And to me, coming to East Lansing, Breslin Center is one of those places.
But of course, Tom Izzo is a god at Michigan State, and for him to have 5,000 students show up for game day and, you know, to have the whiteout, there's nothing like, I think, the atmosphere of Big Ten basketball at Michigan State because of what he's brought to the table, what the teams have brought to the fans. And you know, you go back a couple of years ago, there was a 12-year period where they make 6 Final Fours. The combination of what he does to motivate his players and what he does as a coach in making decisions during games, that's why, to me, Sparty's always in it.
I think that what I saw in Chicago was a very mature team, which you would expect with the number of veteran players that they have. And I think you've seen that maturity carry over in conference play, and you've seen it carry them when they had a disappointing game. They didn't play probably up to their potential against North Carolina. So when I see them this year, what I think of is maturity. I see a team that's playing a little bit quicker than it has the last few years. And you know, I see a team that I think if they can get a couple of their pieces back by the time the tournament starts, we'll have a great chance to make it to the Final Four.
I think the thing that has impressed me most about Michigan State is I don't think the Spartans have played their best and are 18-1 heading into the Michigan game. That's extraordinary because with all the injuries, with all the lineup issues of guys being out, to be able to go through that and continue to win and win at a high level is really hard to do. But what I think is extraordinary is I haven't watched a game saying, well, that's as well as they can play. They can play better. And when you get everybody back, you know, Keith Appling has been terrific. He's been a really good leader. Adrian Payne, when he's been healthy, has been terrific. I think Gary Harris has started to play the way everybody expected him to play, being preseason Big Ten Player of the Year. He is looking like Big Ten Player of the Year. And I think he can play better. The only thing that when I watch Michigan State, I say, you know, I don't see them doing this and I expect that was get to the free throw line. That's the one thing I don't think they do that I expected them to do. Everything else they do. And this is a national championship caliber team. It's a Final Four caliber team, Big Ten championship caliber team. Those things remain to be accomplished. And it doesn't mean because they're worthy of that doesn't mean they're going to do it. But they're worthy of it. They're worthy of everything that's out there.
It's Michigan State, it's Michigan. It's the rival game, but it's much more than that tonight.
Michigan State wearing some throwback unis, Dick, back to the Magic Johnson era. And we are underway here at the Breslin Center. Nice feed inside. Costello from Valentine.
Harris on the defensive end. He's a complete guard. The reason I love their guards, they're a dynamic duo. Appling and Harris defend as well as play on the offensive side.
Gano open for a long 2-0, but net. Here comes the hook. It's away. It's good, and he's fouled.
They did a tremendous job here as a team. What a great defensive effort.
Harris has it. He's wide open for a 3-ball. He got it!
Just a great look by Valentine.
And Kenny got a bucket down low.
Oh, he's special. There's no doubt he's special. He was thinking about going to the NBA, decided to come back to school. What a plus for Michigan State and a plus for him.
Nice Fisherberg. Bank shot, good!
Tremendous execution, two-man play.
Schiller comes up with a block and a nice look ahead to Harris.
He's a big-time player. That's a PTB, man. He's a 3S man. Super, scintillating, sensational. I love Gary Harris. Are you serious? What a terrific move with the left hand.
Layup, no good, but tip is good.
Ellis with the drive. Gets free and banks it home.
Nice move by Matt Costello.
Ellis, floater, got it.
He's giving them some good minutes. I am really impressed with Michigan State that they can be this tough without two guys who are not average players. Payne and Dawson are stars.
3 by Ellis up, and it's good.
Had some guys that I questioned whether I'd want to go to war with. Some of them, I go to war with more of them today. Yeah, it's a tough when you have such a tough game and such a long day, but there is nothing better than getting the players together, win, lose, or draw. You know, if you lose a game, they're there for you. If you win a game, you celebrate together. Either way, it works out great. Of course, better when you win, but it's one of the greatest days of my coaching year, you know, when they come back. When we got more and more guys coming back, and we're going to have a heck of a group this year.
You know, to be back and see all the guys, see the many different generations, guys who played in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, all the way up until the present time. It's just amazing because, you know, what Coach Izzo has done in bringing this family atmosphere. You know, we try to explain it to people, but then when they see this and see all the footage and stuff and see that, you know, this Spartan family is real close. You know, we had a tough game tonight against Michigan, and we knew Coach was down a little bit and the team were down, but everybody showed up, came in town, and just to show them support because we got a great respect for this program, for Coach Izzo, and you know, we love being back home.
It's very important, you know, for us to come back and you know, fellowship, you know, after a game. You know, win, lose, or draw, we're family. And Coach Izzo, you know, he started, you know, a lot of this stuff as far as family. And, you know, I hate we had to get together after the loss, but, man, it's so special to be able to come back and be with players that played in the 50s. And, you know, be around guys like Matt Steginger and Pep and Ken Redfield. I mean, being around those guys that I grew up watching, and Kevin Smith. You say Smitty, he talk a lot of trash too, but it's special, man, and just happy to be a part of it, of the guys that came before me, the guys that I played with, even the present guys, man. It's special. We are family at Michigan State, and I tell you what, man, the best decision I ever made in my life was to come to Michigan State.
It's one thing that makes this program special is the ability to come back year after year and continue to grow our reunion. And when we hear the old stories of guys from, you know, now the 1940s all the way to current players, and it's what makes this program the best, is that we've all had a common experience. We played at different eras, but we've all gone through the same battles.
Just to get back together, have an opportunity to do such a thing, and it's awesome. And the fact that we all remain friends over time is such an awesome experience, and it's awesome all together. You know what I mean? Being here at Coach Izzo's house, even after a loss, that speaks volumes about the program and what we're all about.
There are not too many coaches that open up their homes to players, former players, and also the parent group. So that's a beautiful thing. It's the relationships and network that we have with the parent group is phenomenal. You know, it's like an extended family.
We haven't had many of these after a loss, and there's no place though that I'd rather be after a loss than with the guys that built this thing for me.
It's always tough after a game like this when you lose, especially to a rival like Michigan. I think it's always easiest to be around your family, which are guys that have been a part of this program, and it's one of those, it's almost unspoken. You can just kind of look at coach and look at other guys, and you understand how they're feeling, and it makes it a little easier to be around your family members.
We've all experienced games like this, you know, being former players here at Michigan State. So, you know, the guys played really hard tonight, and under the circumstances, it was a tough situation for them. And you know, we're proud no matter what, win, lose, or draw. We're proud to be a Spartan and proud to be part of this program.
The way the season's gone, the team is playing very well. I mean, when at full strength, one of the best teams, if not the best team in the country. But was very, very proud of the other guys tonight who stepped up, who haven't played as much. Russell Bird, Kaminsky came in there and competed, played hard. Didn't have the outcome that we all wanted, but I think this is going to be very good for this team going forward as Adrian gets healthy and Brandon comes back. Keith kind of gets his feet under him and Gary gets healthy too. It's a fun group of guys to watch.
Be proud of your team for the effort they gave, because I'm a critical SOB, and I told them with 30 seconds left, I huddled up all my subs. I said, I haven't been much prouder of any team that I've coached. And if you knew what we've been through, I think you'd feel the same way.